Okay, good day everyone. Today we'll discuss about we have vectors. Vector is in chapter 8.3. Study about vectors. So in this lesson we have to differentiate first what is the difference between scalar and a vector. So scalar defined as or scalar has a magnitude and vector has a magnitude and also direction. So we have plus direction. Vector called as well as a direct. We have directed line segment. Why we call that one? Because the vector has a magnitude and also has a direction. So for example, for scalar we have the mass. We cannot say that it will be 30 kilogram north. But in vector, we can say that we have 30, applied force is 30 Newton going upward or going to the east, or we have going to the north. So we have magnitude plus we have direction. So some of the example of scalar quantity is the volume. We have the length. We have temperature, and also we have time. So this one have only a magnitude. So for vector, we have the force, we have velocity, and also we have the acceleration, right? So we say that a vector is an applied force, so it will be from one place going to another, right? So for example, this one is P to Q, and then we have the vector now here is from, we have P going to, we have Q. So from this point, from point P, it will extend to, we have point Q. That is how we applied vector. So when we draw the graph of a point, for example, from point we have our origin from point O going to one point over here. So for example, this one is from point O, it will extend to point, let's say this one is point P. So this one is the vector of O going to P. So how will we solve for this distance from point O going to P? So we call this one as the magnitude of O and P. So we define the magnitude as, we have, for example, this one, magnitude of A. Okay, magnitude of A is the same as solving the hypotenuse, right? When we draw a right triangle, okay, so we have A, B, and C. So here to solve for point from this point over here, from point P, for example, this one is Q. So we are going to use C squared is equals to A squared plus B squared. So therefore, when we are going to solve for the magnitude of a vector, so the magnitude of A is equal to we have square root of a point A1 squared plus point we have A2 squared. Okay, so from this point O going to that point, so we have to get the magnitude by solving. Magnitude of A is equals to A sub 1 squared plus A sub 2 squared. Okay, for example, A is in, we have negative 3 and 2. So to find the magnitude of A, so we will have now equal to A, or magnitude of A, equal to square root of negative 3 squared plus 2 we have squared. So therefore we will have now as 9 plus 4. So therefore the magnitude of A now is equals to square root of 13. So from point we have, if we draw a graph, so we have from negative 3 going to positive 2. So from here, negative 3 going to this point, 2. So we have from, so this point, right? So from here going to that point, the magnitude of that one is equals to square root of 13, which is, we have negative 3 and positive 2. Another example, for example, we have point B. Point B is in point we have 0 and we have 2. So when we draw the graph, it's from 0 and we have 0 and negative 2. So this one is the point going here. So to find the magnitude of B, so we have magnitude of B now is equals to the square root of, we have 0, we have squared, and 2 squared, which is equals to 2. So the magnitude of B is equals to, we have positive 2. Okay, got it? Okay, next. Next, for example, we have 2 points given. We are looking for the vector, and we are looking for, we have the magnitude of the vector. For example, we have point A is in, we have 1 and 2, and then point B is in, we have 4 and 6. Find the vector we have A, B. Okay, so first, when we're gonna draw the graph, okay, so this one is probably in quadrant number 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first point is in 1 and positive 2. The second one is 4 and 6. So from point A, it extends to point we have B. So from point A, it goes to point B. So from here, how many units going to the right and going up? So from here, it extends, we have 3 units. So 3, and then going up, we have 4 units. So therefore, the vector now is equals to 4, I, which is the unit of vector. So I now is a component of x plus, we have, sorry, this one is, we have, okay, so v now is equals to 3I, which I is the component of x, plus we have 4j. So we have 4j. So this one is the vector of point A and point B. To find the, we have the magnitude. Therefore, magnitude of V is equals to, we have square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is 9 plus 16. We get square root of 25. So the magnitude of v now is equals to 5. Okay, got it? So vector is equals to 3i. I is the component of x. 4 plus 4j. J is the component of y. So the vector is equals to 3i plus 4j, and the magnitude is equals to 5. Okay, next example. Okay, for example, our point is in A. Point A is in negative, we have 3 and negative 6. Our point B is in, we have 2 and 7. Find the vector A, B. Without using the graph, we can solve the vector A, B. So vector A, B is equal to, we have x sub 2 minus x1. So I will be the component of x, plus y sub 2 minus y1, which the component of y is equals to j. So therefore we will have now as 2 minus negative 3, okay, times I, and then plus 7 minus negative 6, okay, times j. So therefore our vector is equals to 2, negative and negative, so it become positive. So therefore we will have 2 plus 3 is equals to 5i plus 7, negative and negative becomes positive as well. So therefore that is 13j. So this one is our vector for A and B. For the magnitude of a vector, so we will have now as 5 squared plus, okay, 5 squared plus 13 squared. So we will have now 25 plus 169, right? So therefore the magnitude of V is equals to 194. Okay, so if you can simplify it more further, so you have to simplify, but if not, you just leave it with that answer. Okay, so next example. Okay, another example. We have A is in, we have 3, 4, and negative 2. So there are 3, we have vectors. And then B now is in point, we have 2, 6, and positive we have 4. So find the vectors A, B. So again, so to find the vector, so we will have now x2 minus x1 plus, so this one will be the component I, y sub 2 minus y1, component j, and then we have plus z sub 2 minus z sub 1. So therefore we will have now equals to, we have 2 minus 3 I plus 6 minus 4 j plus we have 4 minus negative 2 represent as k. So therefore we will have now negative 1i plus 2j plus we have 6k. So that's it. That's the vector of A. Thank you so much.